distance, it's not insignificant. The heat haze there. Cars on the grid for best part of 40 seconds if you're on the front row, and they're just boiling up. It's a critical time for a Formula One car.
Well, you know the drill by now. When the 5 lights go off, we'll be racing 60 laps of the Nürburgring. Nick Heidfeld on pole, and the race. Got a yellow flag down the side. There's a hand up in the air.
Fisichella's got his hands up in the air back there on your right-hand side about car 5. He will now start at the back of the field, and providing they can get it started, that is. And so if it was critical before for temperature, try this for a second chance. Track temperature out there is 45 Celsius. And remember, the cars have no fans or thermostats of any kind. They're only cooled when they pass through the air. And this is a very difficult time mechanically for the cars.
Of course, new rule for this year, when we have this kind of situation, as they try and get Fisichella's car into some sort of neutral, doesn't seem to want to oblige, but the field goes round again and forms up for another grid. It's just to get things going a little bit more quickly. In the past we had aborted start and then a whole grid procedure again, starting back 5 minutes, but now we just do an extra formation lap and then get this race going. But they need to get that car moving.
Yeah, I mean, they've all got a system on them to disable the clutch, so the car should be able to be pushed. Clearly it's not working there on Fisichella. The marshals know where all of the buttons are situated. Because he stalled his engine, he can't tool around to the back now. If he did get it going, he's got to go into the pit lane, and he must start from the pit lane. But right now he's parked on the grid and the car won't move. They'll have to get something in to drag that Renault away.
Frustrating thing is that just to the left of your screens, about 20 yards, is the break in the fence they need to push the car through. It's as simple as that. It's a small distance, perhaps 4 Grand Prix car lengths. Now a mechanic is running out with a trolley jack, getting permission for the... trying to get him out there. It's Charlie Whiting, the race director. He wants the mechanics to run onto the grid, get that car out of the way.
Yeah, this is a difficult situation. I don't really think there's a plan for this moment. Normally the cars just get wheeled away quickly, but so often this auxiliary clutch doesn't work. But Charlie's a very calm man, but he was getting pretty agitated there. He wants that Renault out of the way now. Ted has some news.
Well, because it's a silly part of the rules, Martin, that says that the mechanics can't go back onto the grid and actually retrieve their stricken car off it. So there they were. Fissy was stuck in first gear. There's nothing he can do, and they needed the mechanics to get on there, sort it out and get off. So I see they've done that now, but a rule that maybe needs changing.
That's what they did. They just put the rear jack under it and wheeled it away using the wheels of the jack, so that the engaged rear wheels of the car, and they'll have to start that up in the air now. The hydraulics pressure will have faded away, so no way of getting that out of gear. So often that auxiliary clutch bypass seems to fail on Formula One cars, and maybe they need to toughen up and check that more often. Maybe it should be, I don't know how often that's checked in scrutineering or whatever, but so often cars are not able to be moved. Anyway, drama over. Everybody rejoins to their original grid slots, and whoever was behind Fisichella needs to remember not to go forward and take up his slot. It's so easy to actually, you've got to remember exactly where you were, otherwise you're out of position, you'll get penalised too.
It was Felipe Massa. He has gone where he should, and of course he's got the bonus of having no car in front of him now. Just Rubens Barrichello. You see the gap, 2 cars in front. Hopefully we'll get the European Grand Prix underway this time then. Heidfeld and Räikkönen on the front row of the grid. Fisichella's engine started. He's going to join this race from the pit lane. The race, though, is go! Great start by Räikkönen. The 2 Williams not great again off the start line. Look at Webber going defensive, trying to defend. No, he's now 4th place. Raikkonen is first into turn 1. Webber is attacking back, though. Heidfeld second, and Webber's tangled with Montoya. The 2 Ferraris as well have lost ground in that. But the impact was Webber, I believe, and Montoya. And it looks like the Toyota of Ralf Schumacher involved as well. For the 2nd year in succession, Ralf Schumacher involved in a first corner accident here at the Nürburgring. And there is poor old Mark Webber, 3rd on the grid, 1st into the gravel trap.
Well, Webber braked much later than the fast-starting Montoya, and that's Coulthard up in 4th place from 12th on the grid. And Webber braked much later, but Montoya just turned in anyway. It's so difficult with peripheral vision, with the headrest systems there in the car now, and if you don't catch the driver in the mirror, then looks like yeah, big fight going on. The 2 Jordans looking well up there too. So Räikkönen, Heidfeld, Trulli, Coulthard Alonso. Michael Schumacher right down in 17th place. Oh, they're just burying, just to add a bit of further problem to the front of that Williams, just buried it into the gravel trap.
Raikkonen leads, Heidfeld second, Trulli third, fourth, David Coulthard. Absolutely astonishing performance from 12th place on the grid. I bet you he dived down the inside into turn one when the trouble happened. He did exactly the same thing last year and it benefited him massively. 5th Alonso, that's 1 place made up. 6th Massa, 7th Liuzzi, 8th Jenson Button in the point position already and with an attacking car underneath him. 9th Sato, 10th Montero in the Jordan and Carter Cayen in the other Jordan 11th as well. So clearly it all went off in midfield involving Ralf Schumacher as Raikkonen goes a little deep there into turn one. Michael Schumacher's fighting his way back up though. He is now in 14th place.